Finally here, Kit and Chris's Smash Bros. Tournament, 2v2, 4 teams already down to Davy Jones' locker, and we only got 4 teams to go. We are in for a crazy semifinals.
Oh, absolutely, Finnius. Everybody's fought so long and hard to get to this point, as they do every year. But I just think that the four teams we've got left are the best 4 teams in the tournament. I'm not shy about saying it. I think everybody else tumbled in the surf, and these are the teams that were able to stand up after the waves.
That's absolutely right, and 3 of these teams are going to be swimming upstream because they are coming up from the losers bracket. First one, we've got AA Battlers, who already have gone 2-0 twice in this tournament and only lost right at the beginning to the Hokotate Debt Raisers.
Yeah, that's true. They're definitely, they're showing some growth here. When we first saw them back in the beginning, I got to say I was really disappointed. I thought they were a better team than they showed in the first round, and I'm glad that the tides have changed. They're really getting up here and making things happen now. They beat Mari Silver 2-0. They beat Kirby Banjo 2-0. I mean, these aren't bad teams. These are the top 8 teams of this Discord's doubles tournament.
Absolutely, and the AA Battlers have got nothing but smooth sailing ahead if they can keep up this momentum. But what they really need to focus on in these next few games is those items. When they're on medium and they're coming out as fast as they do, you've got to make sure that you're going with the flow and picking those up.
Yeah, no, you're right. We watch Hiley. He's just, we saw him first round. Nobody's picking up items. Pikmin Snezkov of the Hokotate Debt Raisers, was picking them up. He was getting all of them, and it made an easy 2-0 for them. And then we saw Hiley. He picked up the Rosalina. He adapted, and he's still letting items go by that really, they should be picking up here.
That's absolutely right. If they can adapt, they're going to have a whale of a time with the rest of this bracket, which does bring us to the Shy Ninjas, who similarly lost their first game 0-2 to the Elite Randos, but then they went 2-0 against the Kulu Limpas and the Hokotate Debt Raisers. How do you feel about their chances, seeing as they already beat the team that eliminated the AA Battlers before?
Yeah, I think it's a good sign for them. They're definitely, I would say, they should be able to handle the pressure of this depth match. They're, if anything, I think they could maybe have Poseidon's favor here. It's really when you beat the team to beat the team, you feel good going into it, And so far, Shy Ninjas have only lost to the team who's beaten everyone, the Elite Randos. So I think they've got to be feeling pretty good about their chances. I think they have some struggles. I think that Ninja 11 could definitely stand to use a bigger variety of moves. All I'm saying is I think the Shy Ninjas, looking at their opponents, are happy as a clam as what they're going up against here. Been watching Brustache play for about 14 years now. I mean, he's maybe a little past his prime, but I mean this fish can swim, right? Like he's performed quite well. They've had several top 2 finishes in the past, and I feel like even though they're getting on in age, I think Brustache is gonna show what he's been fighting for this whole time here. I think it's got a good chance at it.
I don't know. It may be the case of a small fish in a big pond. I won't say he doesn't put in the effort. We all know he puts in the effort. But, the team he's looking at, if he can get past the AA Battlers, is the Mad Dogfish House.
Yeah, I mean, the Mad Dogfish House, I mean, I've said it before on this show, and I'll say it again in every episode from now until the end of time, but, the Mad Dogfish House, that's a team out of its depth, I know the Shark Among Men has his fans, but I gotta say, the guy's mental game is weak. I mean, he was absolutely pitted in the wave of the Elite Randos, really had no chance. Looked lost at sea. Really, I think if either the Shy Ninjas or the AA Battlers, I think where they're feeling right now is they got to get through their next match and at that point, they're into the grand finals, right?
You are absolutely discounting the sheer ability of these players. You know, the Shark Among Men has shown nothing but versatility. He's gone strength to strength in his first two matches, beat Mari Silver, beat Hokotate Debt Raisers 2-0, commanding finish with a Samus at 8 kills. This guy can do things on more characters than the rest of the pool here. And there's no denying it. And then you've got The Rock and Mad Dog, the emotional center, the core of this team, who, if everybody gets busy, doing the 2-on-1 against the Shark, if you fall for the bait, you'll get the hook. And in this case, the hook is that Banjo-Kazooie be over.
Yeah, I think, it's certainly possible that the Mad Dog Fish House, make something happen. Maybe they win their next match. Maybe they, get the first round victory somewhere. But, I just look. I'll admit, Mad Dog is a fine player, arguably the best player in this tournament. I mean, he's been playing clean. He's outlived, even on the map against Hokotate Debt Raisers on Skyworld. He died 2 times in 30 seconds. But from there, he only died one more time for the rest of the match. I mean, survival's the name of the game, and he's not going to die, right? This guy's got the lifespan of a megalodon. He's solid. But I just think that the Shark Among Men's going to hold him back like blubber on a beach, and we've seen it in their match against the Elite Randos, and I dare say we'll see it again before this tournament's over.
The one thing you can't say for these players is they never play selfishly. So, I feel pretty good about their chances of getting into that grand finals against the rest of the losers bracket. But I guess time will tell who's on the top of the food chain.
Yeah, well, speaking of the top of the food chain, right now, at the top, the only one still in the winner's side of things is the Elite Randos. And, I mean, you've heard me say it before, but I don't think there's a single team in the deep end that has a chance at victory against the Elite Randos. I mean, they play solid. They've got 3 straight victories here in this tournament. They beat the Shy Ninjas 2-0. I'm sure if they end up seeing Shy Ninjas again in the grand finals, they got to be smiling about that one. They beat Kirby Banjo 2-0. Strong team, and they beat the Mad Dogfish House 2-1. Even Mad Dogfish House fell apart in the second match. Theoretically, if you want to put out theoreticals, maybe it could have been the moon moving the other way, the tides changing, and having Mad Dogfish House. But alas, it's not going to happen.
Well, it didn't happen then, but it could happen again. Like you said, they choked in that second match, but they were well on their way to a 2-0 cleanly. It's going to be a matter of keeping that mental game strong, utilizing that 2v2, that Banjo-Kazooie, and as was the case in those first 2 games, using that stage choice that Elite Randos brings out against them.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, theoretically, if the Mad Dogfish House could beat one of the 2 other superior teams, I admit, something could happen, right? Where there's a will, there's a way, okay? Mad Dog is a talent. He's a gem. He's a pearl, and it could happen. Mad Dog could carry Shark Among Men to a trophy this year. It's certainly possible, but I just feel like against the Elite Randos, who've gone through their matches like a shark through surfer's legs, I just don't see it happening. Okay, I mean, I just don't see it happening.
I mean, you do got to put respect on the name of Mario and Zelda. This 2v2 team has done wonders for the Elite Randos so far. But the power of the Pyra, the power of the K Rule coming from the Shy Ninjas, they can pick up easy early kills on 2 middleweight characters such as those.
That's fair. There's a lot of power there. And I do want to talk about the AA battlers if they end up going to the grand finals against the Elite Randos. I mean, you've got the Hyli's Rosalina. A lot of people have struggled against Rosalina in this tournament. But you've also got, the Squirtle and the Charizard from the side of AA. His Charizard's shown some really, high accuracy be-overs in this tournament. they could ride a wave here all the way. It could happen. I think honestly, I think they would be a pretty good foil to the Elite Randos. Look, I wouldn't put sand dollars on it, but they're not out of their depth here. The AA battlers could go all the way. I wouldn't count them out. I mean, they're a top 4 for a reason.
You're absolutely right, and it's just going to be a matter of putting that Rosalina to work, getting that beat down, grabbing those assist trophies, and keeping that mid-stage control.
It's going to be interesting. One of these teams in the depths is going to be eaten healthy like a 6-scaled shark, and the rest are just going to have to watch as they, fight the Elite Rando. So I'm curious to see who it's going to be. I have to say, I am dropping my anchor in the port of the Elite Randos. I think they're a lock. They're going to win this whole thing. I mean, they've got the winner's side advantage. They haven't lost yet. Whoever faces them has to beat them in 2 sets in a row, and I just don't really see that with Elite Peach having really come out of their shell here.
Everything you say is well and good, but there is no doubting that the true goatfish of this group is the Mad Dogfish House. And we're going to see it. I know we're going to see it when they face the winner of the Double Battlers and the Shy Ninjas, and we're going to see it when they go up against the Elite Randos.
I don't know where your confidence in this team comes from. We all saw the same, round 2, round 3 match against the Elite Randos. They got destroyed. I mean, they had everything going for them, and it fell apart. I mean, you watched the Shark Among Men be up underneath the stage on round number 2, killing himself at 20%. And I talk a lot of smack about, the Shark Among Men, but Mad Dog also looked like a fish out of water when he died at 8%, right around the same time. So I think you're crazy.
I'm going to have to stop you right there, Splash, because there is no doubt in my mind that when the Shark Among Men leaves behind that Captain Falcon, when he leaves behind that Palutena and digs deep into that pool that he's got, then we're going to see something truly incredible. And I don't think these other teams are going to be able to keep up.
Maybe not. I mean, that team needs a lifeguard. But, one of us is going to be right at the end of this, and it's going to be me. I mean, that's how it goes here on the last bite. Splash gets it right. So, prove me wrong.
Well, it's going to be up to the Mad Dogfish House, Shy Ninjas, and AA Battlers to prove me wrong. You know what I say, everybody? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. This has been Finnius and Splash
on the last bite.